God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference, living one day at a time. Taking this world as it is and not as I would have it, trusting that you will make all things right if I surrender to your will, so that I may be reasonably happy in this life and supremely happy with you forever in the next. Amen. Hello everybody, and welcome back to Tending to the Garden podcast. It's your girl Bree, and today we'll be talking about creating balance with your daytime job as well as with your side hustle and or business. So let's get started. First off, I do want to apologize to everybody. I am so sorry. I have not been able to record. I have not been able to edit. I have not been able to shoot sleep. I have recently got a new full-time job. And it's actually doing something that I really enjoy doing. Like, I could wake up and do this every day with no complaints. So with that being said, this topic directly correlates to me in my life right now. I have tried to make new strategies now about how I meditate, new strategies about how I balance out my time with school and with this job and with this podcast. And there has been some good things going for me. I am so proud of the things that I've accomplished so far. I just recently finished doing a pop-up event called Swag Sisters with Gifts, and it was hosted by a good friend, Victoria, who actually has a makeup brand called Eyes by Victoria. And there were I want to say about 12 to 15 vendors there. All had their own niche, had their own purpose. And I was able to speak to the ladies, and there was a couple gentlemen there as well. I was able to speak with them, get a couple of interviews down, and that will be uploaded in the meantime. I will get to editing that probably sometime between today or tomorrow, but I'm never going to rush anything. I don't want to put out anything that is not perfect or has not been, overseen by me. And I don't want to give you guys any half work. I don't want to give you guys any I just threw this together work. That wouldn't even be good on my work ethic. That wouldn't even be good on my professional ethic, and it wouldn't be me on a personal level. It just wouldn't fit. So patience is a virtue, so please stay tuned for that. Say you have a business or you have a side hustle, something to really it's something you really want to do, but of course life happens and you have to sit aside and take a job. Sometimes it's a job that you don't want, sometimes it's a job that you kind of need at the time, but with that, you have to create a balance if this is something that you're really passionate about. Your business can never be put on hold. I know I'm the first person to be well, when I get to this level, I'll start then. Or when I get to this point in time financially, then I'll start now. Honestly, there is never a time that's ever perfected and laid out for you unless you put it that way. Nothing is ever given to you if you don't just go out and do it yourself. I have had people tell me all the time, well, you should do it now. And then I always come up with an excuse oh, I have work, I have school, I can't find the balance. Well, I did it when I really had no choice but time. I had nothing but time in COVID-19, and we still have nothing but time because we're not necessarily fully outside, but we're slowly but surely getting there. So if this is something you're really passionate about, you have to think about time. You're going to sacrifice something. You might sacrifice a bit of social life. Here are some things that I want you all to take heed with as far as keeping your business alive and well while keeping your daytime job. First thing you should do is always commit some time in advance. I'm so grateful for the job that I have because we actually make our schedules monthly. So with that, I know what will be my schedule for May in the middle of April. That way I can make my time according to what I need done, whether that's for homework, whether that's for recording. Now I have to commit myself to shifting the days I record. It can't be on Wednesdays anymore. Why? Because I have to work on Wednesdays. So now we have to commit to weekends. Luckily, this job also gives me time off on the weekends. I work my Monday through Friday, my Saturday and Sundays are free roam for me to do whatever I have to do. And you have to be able to get a planner, a desk calendar, put it in your phone if you need to, about the dates and times. You don't have to go too far in advance because, plans are not always the way you plan them to be. So you always have to just have some wiggle room to do what you need to do. But timeliness is everything. I have a friend that always told me that failing to plan is planning to fail. You never want to do something and then not have any plan at all. But at the same time, you have to leave some room for, any errors, any changes that you have to make. You have to make yourself adaptable, especially in the world that we live in. You never know what anything's going to happen. And clearly COVID-19 is a prime example of you never know what's going to happen. If you want to, create your side hustle or your business as a full-time thing, don't be afraid to start cutting back your hours at your job gradually. That's only if you are in the means to do so. I'm not telling you to go out here and do it thinking that, you can work off of only a band or something like that. Like, if you have a goal set and if your goal is to really just do your business full time, please try to cut your hours back gradually, because those hours that you cut back are the hours that you can put in with your business. It could be another set of income depending on what your business is. Please do not ever be discouraged by your business. Don't be ever discouraged if you have something that didn't go right, something that just didn't go the way you intended for it to be. Just know sacrifices are gonna have to be made. You have to be able to understand that. If you're in a business, you have to be able to understand this is not just it's gonna fall into my lap and it's just gonna be successful off rip. No, most of the time businesses within their first year have to make the business person is the person that makes the sacrifices the most. It's your time, it's your money, it's your value, it's your worth that you're literally putting out there. And if you're not ready for that type of commitment, do you really want this? Do you really want a business? Nobody wants to see anybody discouraged for their own business, because the way you operate is going to be a pure reflection on the way your business will operate. You don't ever want somebody to think that you don't care about your business, because then who else will? Nobody's going to care about your business if you don't. You have to be able to understand these sacrifices are going to be worth the wait if you want it to work. So please don't ever feel like nothing's going your way. Time it will tell, and patience is a virtue. People say it all the time. Please don't ever think that it's not gonna work. I also want you to be able to set a monetary goal for when you decide you want to quit your day job. If your business is flourishing to the point that you can't even keep up the balance, make that choice if you want to quit your day job. But with that, please take heed. You have to have a set time, a set goal, and a set amount of money. Because once you go into this full-time business with no room, no plush to hold you in case you fall, as far as AKA your day job, you have to make sure you are on it. Emergency fund, rainy day fund, funds to keep your house, to keep your groceries, your food. Please make a monetary goal. For me, the goal is not necessarily for my business. It's for me to just move out of my house. Set a goal, and if I don't have it by then, we're gonna have to reset the goal. Don't ever be afraid to change your goal date. Some things happen. Don't be, like we said, do not be discouraged. These things are going to happen. It's life. Life doesn't come out the way we want it to be all the time anyway. So please set a goal, write it down, put it on a notepad. I have sticky notes all over my walls in my room. Please write it down if you can't remember it. And if it means enough to you, you'll write it down. Please be mindful. You have to manage your free time and you have to minimize distractions. We all need free time. We don't always have to be on our job. We don't always have to be on one when it comes to work. We have to be able to give ourselves freedom and time with our family, time with our friends, because life is too short. You have to be able to make those things count. You have to make those memories with those people while they're still here. I am learning to manage my free time with this job that I've just acquired, because now I have the weekends off, and I'm actually really grateful because I don't think I've ever had a job that I didn't have to work on the weekend. Like I don't even know what to do with myself right now. Like I don't know whether I should sleep. I don't know whether I should go cook. I don't know whether I should just go out with my friends safely, of course. Like I don't know what to do with myself, because I've never had this much time on my hands on a weekend. Like I've never had a full 72 hours to do whatever I want. Never. So I'm trying to learn how to find some stuff. I actually did find a couple of things today. I'm a gardener. I'm an avid gardener. I love eating fresh food. I love cooking with fresh food. So I've been trying to find like marketplaces and stuff to go to. And there's actually a Black-owned, Black vendor-friendly market downtown. It's called Southside Market. And I believe it's off of Pennsylvania Avenue. I could be wrong, but I will leave the website. The website is sidemarket.com, and they pretty much are still looking for vendors. They're every Saturday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. I'm gonna probably try to go next weekend. Well, no, not next weekend because that's my birthday, but I'll make something work. And I'm actually going to look deeper into the website myself. They're still looking for vendors. You can apply for food products. I know they have certain pricing separate from product pricing, but please just go out and check it out. Even if you don't want to be a vendor, just go out there and support. There's so many Black-owned businesses that I heard that are going to be down there, especially because it's starting to get warmer outside. People are starting to get outside a little bit more, so please try to find as many things as you can while you can. Even if you want to go out to a restaurant, you want to go out with your friends, you just want to stay in. I know with my time, I'll probably, start to finishing up my garden. I kind of had to stop in the middle because of work, of course. And of course, I'll be doing this podcast. I'll also be doing a bit of traveling. I do want to start doing a little bit local food traveling, just trying to see what Black-owned restaurants are around, who's doing what. If you guys know anybody, send over their Instagram profile, or if they're a little hole in the wall and nobody really knows about who they are, please send out their information to me as well. I would love to check it out and see what new food is out and around. I do know a couple of places in the city that are really good. Uncaged Chefs, Oohs and Ahs, Kitchen Cray, Urban Oyster. I've been trying to find as many things as I can, but I still need to find more. So if you guys know any resources, please send them on to me. And another thing I want you all to do is please budget for fatigue, and please fight through that. And when I say budget, please take that into account, that you are going to be tired some days. Take into account that your work hours might be a little bit longer one day, but please make sure you're getting accurate and well needed rest. But if sometimes we have to get what we need done, try to fight through it. But I want everybody, please, everybody, get the accurate amount of sleep that you need. Adults need at least 8 hours of sleep in order to be fully functional. I want to do better with that as well. I spend 2 hours of my day just traveling to and from work, but I make it work. I do go to sleep a bit earlier, so that means I can't be as on the phone or as sociable or as on it as I needed to be, because I'm making the sacrifice. I'm making the sacrifice because this is the job I want. This is what I want in order to grow myself career wise, and as far as a professional standpoint, and as a person. Character development happens in every aspect of your life, whether it's professional, whether that's personal. So please make sure you're doing what you need to do in order to get good rest and to fight through it. Fight through everything. Motivate yourself. Give yourself affirmations. The first thing I'll do on these podcasts from now on is give the prayer of serenity, because those are the things that you have to understand. You have to let go of the things you cannot control. You have to let go of the things that may not be the way you want it to be. But please know that you will be happy in your own time. But if you're willing to give yourself that time, words have power. Please affirm yourself. You never want to tell yourself that you never want to repeat anything that you wouldn't want to tell anybody else. the words you say to yourself have just as much power as the things that you would say to somebody else. Like for me, I live by a quote: the crown has already been paid for, now put it on and wear it. You have to go out there with a sense of self. You have to go out there with your all, or else, who else will if not you? This is you. This is a part of you that you're giving to yourself, but you have to have yourself first. You have to. Please eliminate distractions, motivate yourself. Please be as productive, because I'm sorry, you can be busy all day, but that does not mean you are productive. I've learned it firsthand. You can have so many things to do in your day, but that doesn't mean you're productive. If you're not doing what you need to do, you're not being productive. You're just making time fly by. You're just being procrastination and productivity, two different things. Be able to ask yourself questions daily. If not daily, try to do it weekly. What brought me joy? When am I my happiest? What makes me my happiest? I feel this way because. Why do I feel like this in this moment? What do I crave in life? You have to ask yourself some of those questions in order to know what is keeping you from doing the things that you're doing. What is keeping you from moving the way you move? What's keeping you from, continually growing? You have to ask yourself those questions, because some people don't take out the time to check up on other people. You have to learn how to check up on yourself too. And I learned that over the years. You can't rely on anybody to make sure you're good. You have to make sure you're good. Nobody's gonna do it for you, because I have been typically deemed as a strong individual. I really don't carry the weight of the world on my shoulders as much as I feel like it sometimes. I'm usually in my family the person that people see and they're like, yeah, she's doing all right, I'm gonna have her do this, I'm gonna have her do that. Even people at work, I go into work, I don't wear my feelings on myself. I have to learn how to separate personal from business when I go into work. But I usually am just the one that looks a little more calm and collected. So it's easier for people to just be like, hey, can I talk to you about this? Or hey, can I talk to you about that? When sometimes I don't even remember the last time I usually talk to myself. And I think in these past 3 weeks, I haven't been able to take the time out to do it. And I'll probably start trying to do it now that I'm trying to create a better balance for myself. I want everybody to do the same as well. Be able to be accountable. Make yourself accountable. Be able to learn from what you haven't been doing to what you can do now. Be able to learn from failure and how you'll make it better in the next time. With that being said, I will close this out. Thank you so much for you all checking in. Be able to check in with one another. Be able to check in with yourself. And I also will be able to upload the interviews that I took from the pop-up event that I went to. It was such a good experience, meeting so many black businesses, meeting so many people, especially because in Prince George's County, we are the richest, blackest county. And there were still so many people out there. There were people that were teachers, people that were mothers, people that were sisters, people that were young people. There was one of the interviews that I took was actually a young man. He's only 16 years old and he has a business right now selling shirts and selling other clothing products. And I was genuinely surprised. I didn't even know that they had people in there like that. And it was so nice to meet other people, really be able to network. I know it probably won't be the last time I'll be out there doing pop-up events. At all pop-up events, I actually sell succulents. I sell variations of succulents. I probably will sell more than just a succulent. I might sell a flower, might sell a cactus. They're all flowers. I might be able to use it as another piece of income, but you never know. I'm just taking this thing one day at a time, and I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. If you all have any questions or resources that you want to be able to share with me so I can share to the next person, please don't be afraid to drop it into my Instagram at Tend the Garden. That's TND the Garden on Instagram. And you can also check out my website, tendingtothegarden.com, and you can leave it there on a message board, and I'll be able to get back to you. I also have a QR code on my website where you can nominate somebody, an entrepreneur or an organization leader, for them to be able to come and speak with me so I can check them out and see what they're doing. With that being said, I hope you all have a wonderful day. I hope you all do better than what you did yesterday, and I hope you're better than where you are now. Peace and love.